Are you doubting if the reward will ever come? Have you set a timeline, 1 year, 5 years, 10, and watched the dates pass like shadows, with no sign of your breakthrough, no confirmation of progress, no reward for your obedience? Does it feel like the heavens have closed, like your desire has betrayed you, like perhaps you were never meant to succeed after all? Then hear me now and hear me well. You are not delayed because you are denied. You are delayed because you are being designed. You are not behind schedule. You are exactly where infinite intelligence needs you to be for the formation of your strength, the purification of your spirit, and the preparation of your destiny. This silence is not abandonment. It is a sacred test. And the man who listens to this message, who takes every word into his bones, who walks by these principles and obeys these laws, will never doubt again. Not because the trial ends, but because he becomes the man who is no longer moved by delay. He understands that God's timing is exact and that miracles are never rushed. They are revealed at the appointed hour. If you are weary from waiting, tired of hoping, tempted to quit, then this is your summons. Listen to this, and you will never walk by doubt again. Part 1, delay is the first proof that the dream is real. If your reward were meant to be small, it would have arrived by now. But the fact that you are waiting, the fact that it has not yet come, is not proof of denial. It is the first and greatest proof that the dream you carry is of substance. Delay is heaven's way of verifying whether your desire is a spark or a flame. Only flames are worthy of fuel. The size of your dream determines the size of your delay. A man who wishes for ease will be given quickly what he asks, for it costs the universe nothing. But the man who dares to demand greatness, who seeks wealth, purpose, power, and legacy, he will be delayed, not because he is forgotten, but because the structure must be fortified first. Too many lose heart in the delay because they believe the silence means denial, but silence is not opposition. It is refinement. It is the pause between planting and harvest. You are not being punished. You are being proven. Delay is divine filtration. It separates the imitators from the initiated, the weak from the worthy, the pretenders from the prepared. The first question that must be answered in the realm of success is not, what do you want? But, can you remain obedient in the absence of reward? If you require evidence before you persist, your desire is counterfeit. If you collapse when nothing happens, you were never worthy of what you claim to pursue. But if you stand calm, focused, unwavering, then you rise. You must understand the nature of delay. It is not punishment. It is permission. It is the spiritual signal that your request has been received, and that now you must be weighed, because no man is handed the crown until he has first passed through the furnace. No man receives the treasure who faints when the wind blows. Delay is not a curse. It is a calling. Let us turn our eyes to Thomas Edison. For years he toiled, attempt after attempt, failure after failure. He did not cry out. He did not curse the delay. He remained in belief. He understood what most men will never grasp, that the delay was confirmation. 10,000 trials and still no result, yet no bitterness, only belief. And because of it, the light came. Would the light have arrived had he quit? Number, would it have appeared had he questioned the process? Number, the result was not produced merely by effort, but by faith that endured the delay without collapsing. That is the power I call you to build. That is the strength I call you to command. Now say this aloud. I welcome the delay. It proves the treasure is real. I do not faint. I do not panic. I persist with dignity. I walk by faith, not by clock. Speak it until it becomes your weapon in silence. Speak it when your emotions scream for evidence. Speak it when nothing moves, because that is when you are being moved inward. Understand this principle. That which comes quickly often leaves quickly. The riches of life are not scattered, they are summoned. And the summoning takes time. Time to shape you, time to reveal you, time to mature your spirit. Delay is not a wall, it is a bridge. Walk it. Those who quit during delay were never worthy. I say this without apology. A man who abandons his aim at the sound of delay proves he did not want the dream. He wanted the comfort of illusion. He was not a builder, he was a beggar, but those who endure delay are silently advanced. Though the world sees no movement, heaven does. This is the law. The greater the reward, the greater the resistance. And resistance includes delay, because delay tests what cannot be seen. It tests your focus, your language, your energy, your discipline. It reveals what you truly believe. And the man who speaks faith during delay is the man who is trusted with miracles. Delay is your preparation. Delay is your sharpening. Delay is the invisible hand that cuts away your fears, burns away your pride, and constructs the inner man worthy of the outer prize. Do not despise it. Do not flee from it. Use it. Make every hour of delay a builder of patience, of prayer, of posture and power. It is only the man who persists through delay that comes to know himself. All others are exposed by it. Delay strips away excuse. It silences hype. It reveals whether your dream was yours or borrowed from others. And when the man persists after all that, then, and only then, is the door opened. You must make a decision today. A decision that no delay will cancel your commitment. A decision that the length of time has no power over the depth of your belief. A decision that says, I do not ask for speed. I ask for strength. I do not seek ease. I seek endurance. That is the language of power. When a seed is planted, it does not sprout overnight. There are days, weeks, sometimes months where no progress is visible. But beneath the soil, work is being done. Roots are growing. Systems are strengthening. And when the sprout finally breaks the surface, it does so not as a guess, but as a guarantee that the time was not wasted. So it is with your dream. The delay is beneath the surface. Do not let the absence of visible progress deceive you. Your faith is being rooted. Your discipline is being formed. Your subconscious is being instructed. And soon the surface will break, not because of luck, but because of law. Say this again and write it on the tablet of your spirit. Delay is heaven's first sign that something of worth is on its way. I will not rush it. I will not fear it. I will outlast it. Let the world move without you. Let others rise before you. Let the noise pass. You remain, you persist, and you will not be denied. Because delay is not the death of your dream. It is the confirmation that it is alive and growing. Let us continue. Part 2, Infinite Intelligence Works by Law, Not by Clock. You have made a great mistake if you have been watching the calendar, measuring your progress by days and months and years. Time is man's invention. Law is God's. And infinite intelligence does not concern itself with your watch or your deadline. It concerns itself only with readiness, with order, with precision. The universe does not deliver blessings according to the impatience of man. It delivers them by spiritual law, by rhythm, by cause and effect, by definiteness, by obedience. And when you understand this, you will no longer cry because your miracle has not yet arrived. You will rise instead and ask, am I aligned with the law? Too many confuse the absence of results with the absence of favor. But favor is not measured by speed. Favor is measured by alignment. You may wait 5 years, 10 years, but if those years are filled with obedience, with silence, with faith, with refinement, then the reward will come with such force that the years will collapse in a moment. You must stop asking, when will I receive? And then start asking, am I ready to receive? Because infinite intelligence does not reward need. It rewards readiness. It does not deliver based on demand. It delivers based on law. And law has no emotion, no sympathy, no compromise. It only answers to order. Let us consider the life of Henry Ford. Before his vision reshaped industry, before his name became legend, he endured public failure, investor doubt, industrial sabotage. But Ford did not panic. He did not alter his course. Why? Because he was not moving by the approval of man. He was not rushing to fit another man's timeline. He moved by purpose, not pressure. When they mocked him for his determination to build a car for the common man, he did not abandon his plan. He obeyed what he knew. He followed his definite chief aim. And because he walked by law, not by haste, time bowed to him. His reward arrived, not when he wanted, but when he was ready to handle its weight. Say it now. I move by law, not by pressure. I grow by order, not by haste. This is not poetry. It is survival. It is protection against the anxiety that eats the heart of the undisciplined. If you move by pressure, you will break. But if you move by law, you cannot be broken. Let this truth govern your every day. When you obey the law, time bows to you. When you violate the law, you sabotage your own result. The law does not care about your goals. It only honors your preparation. You may speak success all day, but if your thoughts, your schedule, your relationships, your emotions are disorderly, then you have violated the law. Law is spiritual gravity. You cannot see it, but you can feel its pull. And when you align your mind, your faith, your attention, your purpose with that law, delay disappears. Because it was never delay that held you back. It was misalignment. Correct the inner structure, and time becomes your servant. This is why spiritual growth must never be measured by calendars, but by character. Not how long you've waited, but how well you've waited. Have you grown? Have you clarified? Have you controlled your speech? Have you directed your thought? Have you shown infinite intelligence that your foundation will not collapse when the treasure is placed upon it? If the answer is yes, the law will respond. If the answer is no, the law will remain silent, not out of cruelty, but out of justice. For to reward a man who is unprepared is not mercy, it is sabotage. And the law will never betray itself. Let this be your guardrail. If the result is not yet here, it is not because it is being withheld, it is because something in you is still being ordered. Something in you is still being purified. Something in you is still being adjusted. The gift is not late, it is exact. You must be exact in return. This is the difference between the average man and the extraordinary one. The average man wants reward by date. The extraordinary man wants reward by law. The average man wants comfort on schedule. The extraordinary man wants purpose on command. That is why the extraordinary man is remembered, and the average is not. Time can lie to you. Law never does. Time can make you think you've waited long enough. Law says you'll receive it when you're aligned. Time tells you to rush. Law tells you to refine. Time urges you to quit. Law commands you to persist. Choose the master you will serve, either the noise of the clock or the silence of the law. You are being tested, not by time, but by principle, not by delay, but by instruction. Every day you remain faithful to your aim is a brick laid in the foundation of your reward. And when that structure is complete, the result will rush to you as if it had been waiting for your permission. Do not resent the process. Do not curse the stillness. Do not envy the man who receives his reward quickly. He may be receiving something shallow. But you are being built for depth, for greatness, for permanence. And that cannot be microwaved. It must be forged. Say this again. I do not move by the calendar. I move by the covenant. I do not panic by delay. I prepare by law. And when I am ready, the result will appear. Let this speak louder than your fears. Let this speak louder than your friends. Let this become the rhythm of your inner world. You are not forgotten. You are not stalled. You are being measured. You are being instructed. And when you move in perfect harmony with the law, no man, no obstacle, no circumstance can prevent the arrival of what you've been prepared to carry. Time is for the masses. Law is for the master. Choose which one will govern your destiny. Let us continue. Part 3. The dream must first fit the dreamer. Do you truly believe that you can walk into your dream as you are now? Do you imagine that a purpose great enough to shift your life, bless others, and stand the test of time will be entrusted to a man who has not yet been made strong enough to carry it? No reward is ever greater than the man who receives it. The dream must first fit the dreamer. You are not waiting for the blessing is waiting for you to become someone worthy of it. God does not give wealth to the man who will be crushed by it. He does not give power to the man who will misuse it. He does not give influence to the man who seeks applause more than responsibility. He delays until the man is shaped. And this is why delay must not be feared. It must be understood. You are not being punished. You are being matured. You are being hollowed out in areas where pride still lives, sharpened in places where you've been vague, disciplined in your thinking, restructured in your habits. God is not slow. He is exact. Let us turn our eyes to Abraham Lincoln, a man of vision, a man of principle, but not immediately a man of readiness. He failed in business. He lost in election after election. He suffered ridicule, depression, and long stretches of obscurity. But through that delay, he was being prepared to carry the Union through war. Lincoln was not simply delayed. He was being transformed. Every failure carved out more patience. Every loss stripped away pride. Every disappointment created a deeper root system. So when the presidency arrived, he was not surprised. He was not inflated. He was simply ready. Because the man had finally fit the mission, you are in the same shaping process. The delay is your sculptor. And every time you endure another hour without giving up, another day without drifting, another setback without self-pity, you are becoming the man who can wear the crown without being consumed by it. The prize will not change to fit you. You must change to fit the prize. Say this aloud: my blessing is being shaped to match my maturity. When I am ready, it will arrive. Until then, I prepare, I obey, I remain. The immature man demands results on his own schedule. He believes the dream is something he can grab with his current character. But the wise man studies himself, disciplines himself, watches his habits, refines his motives, and understands that the delay is not holding him back. It is building him up. It is easy to dream, but dreams are heavy. They require stamina. They require structure. They require the ability to withstand public failure, internal fatigue, and spiritual opposition without collapsing. The dream is not given because you want it. It is given because you've become identical to what it requires. So ask yourself now, have I built the structure to carry it? Is my mind strong enough? Is my attention controlled? Is my language governed? Is my thinking definite? Is my spirit disciplined? Or would the blessing, if given now, break me? You do not grow by chance. You grow by design. You must begin to treat every day of delay as a day of development. Do not waste this season in distraction or complaining. Do not wander. Do not wish. Work. Build the internal order that matches the greatness you seek. That is how preparation becomes prophecy. Growth often feels like nothing is happening. That is the deception of delay. Because the outer world appears still, the undisciplined mind assumes that the inner world is also idle. But nothing could be further from the truth. Every hour of belief during delay is construction happening in silence. You are not merely waiting. You are being assembled. The man who receives the reward is not the same man who first desired it. He has been stripped, strengthened, focused, and empowered. And so the delay is not the distance between where you are and what you want. It is the process of becoming what you must be. Let this truth live in your bones. You cannot receive what you are not yet prepared to handle. So stop begging for the outcome. Start building the structure. Strengthen your character. Discipline your emotions, fortify your patience, govern your tongue. And when the man is formed, the mission will find him. God delays not to tease you, but to preserve you. If he gave you the full vision today, it would overwhelm you. If he handed you the full reward now, it would crush your foundation. The delay is the divine way of matching the weight of the blessing to the strength of your being. Say it again. The dream is real, but I must be made equal to it. And every moment of waiting is shaping me to carry what I once could only imagine. Do not fight the process. Do not resent the construction. Do not envy the man who appears to move faster. He may be receiving something light. But you are being built for the mountain, not the valley. Your blessing is not shallow. It is structured. And so the delay is not a pause. It is preparation. You must now choose whether you will be impatient or prepared, whether you will fantasize or fortify, whether you will wait as a beggar or be built as a king. The dream must fit the dreamer, and you are the one being shaped. Part 4. When God seems silent, he is watching your response. There comes a point in every pursuit where the heavens go quiet, where your prayers echo back unanswered, where your actions yield no visible fruit, and where your soul whispers, "Is anyone even listening?" In this moment, most men fall, but I say to you, this silence is not neglect. It is observation. God does not speak while he watches, and when infinite intelligence appears to be silent, it is not because you are abandoned. It is because you are being measured, not by your words, but by your response, not by your outer success, but by your inner stillness. For in silence the soul is revealed. Every man wants proof before obedience, but silence is the test that separates servants from sons. It reveals whether your pursuit was built on excitement or conviction, on emotion or decision. And so the silence that surrounds you now is sacred. It is where the real man is seen. It is where the reward is decided. You must stop thinking that silence means you've been forgotten. It means you are being watched. God is not deaf. He is deliberate. And when he sees that you can obey without applause, that you can build without feedback, that you can persist without confirmation, then he releases what he was holding in reserve. Most people cry in silence, but few command themselves in it. Most become passive, uncertain, emotional. But the man who understands divine timing becomes still, not because he has answers, but because he trusts the law. He knows that silence is not the absence of progress. It is the presence of examination. Let us look at Andrew Carnegie, a man who rose from factory floor to the peak of industry. Do you believe his ascent was constant and noise-filled? Number. He spent years in silent obedience, serving men far beneath the level he knew he could become. But he did not complain. He studied, he worked, he prepared. It was not speed that gave Carnegie his success. It was discipline in silence. While others mocked or demanded shortcuts, he remained silent, focused, and definite. And when the hour came, infinite intelligence released a reward that no man could deny, because the silence had trained him, and God had watched him pass the test. Write this into your spirit. I remain faithful in the silence. I stay obedient in the stillness. I am not moved by noise or delay. I am governed by law. If your dream were given to you without silence, you would treat it like a cheap possession. You would not protect it. You would not understand it. You would believe it came by your own hand. But silence teaches you reverence. It teaches you patience. It teaches you to treasure what you one day shall receive. The silence teaches self-mastery. Because in silence there is no crowd to impress. There is no audience to applaud. There is only you, your decisions, your thoughts, your repetitions. And the man who becomes his own commander in this stillness cannot be overthrown when the world begins to speak again. It is not the noise that determines your future. It is how you behave in the void, because in the void you are seen. When no one is watching, infinite intelligence is. When no one is clapping, your thoughts are echoing. When no one answers, your spirit is being graded, and that grade determines your access. Stop begging for signs. Start building structure. Stop pleading for feedback. Start perfecting your formula. Stop watching the sky. Start governing your attention, because the man who proves his readiness in silence will never again question his worth when the gates open. Do not confuse silence with inaction. The silence of God is the stillness before release. It is the tightening of the bow before the arrow flies. It is the quiet before the trumpet. It is the final test before appointment. And if you can remain faithful here, you will rule there. Say it again and mean it. The silence is not punishment, it is preparation. My faith is louder than the void. My spirit obeys even when heaven speaks not a word. I say to you with urgency, how you respond now determines what you receive next. Speak no more defeat. Think no more smallness. Speak your affirmation aloud. Repeat your chief aim daily. Control your attention. Direct your emotions. Command your thoughts. All of this in silence. If your obedience requires applause, it is false. If your belief needs evidence, it is weak. If your focus drifts because your plan is not praised, you have not yet been forged. The man who cannot walk in silence will collapse in success. But the man who governs himself here, he shall never fall. Do not waste this hour. This silence is not empty, it is sacred. Every minute of self-control during this season is a blueprint for the palace you will soon enter. Every act of faith without evidence is a seed for harvest. And the one who remains unshaken in silence becomes unshakable in power. Write this law upon your mirror, upon your books, upon your heart. Silence increases my strength. Stillness builds my structure. I do not demand sound. I demand growth. And when the silence ends, and it will end, you will not have to chase your reward. It will find you already dressed in readiness, already standing in mastery, already proven in posture. And the world will call you lucky, but heaven will call you faithful. Part 5. The delay is your training ground, not your prison. You have believed the lie that because you are not yet where you want to be, you must be stuck. But there is no such thing as stagnation for the man who obeys purpose. The delay you despise is not a prison. It is your training ground. It is not a punishment. It is the preparation hall of kings. God does not send warriors into battle without drilling them. He does not place crowns on untrained heads. The delay you feel is not rejection. It is rigorous spiritual conditioning. You are being trained in disciplines no comfort could ever teach you. Your patience is being stretched. Your focus is being sharpened. Your instincts are being purified. Do not curse the delay. Command it. Use it. Learn from it. Because the reward you are asking for requires more strength than you now possess. And this delay is where that strength is being forged. The silence is your classroom. The stillness is your forge. The monotony is your muscle builder. What feels like a cage is in fact a corridor. You are being ushered through unseen lessons, through mental drills, through obedience tests. And every day you endure without complaint, every day you persist without confirmation, is a certificate being stamped with your worthiness to rise. Let us look to Charles M. Schwab, who faced steel market collapse, financial storms, and relentless doubt. Yet he rose. Not because the world was kind, but because the delay developed him. The very economic furnace that burned others to ash refined him. He was trained by pressure, sharpened by setback, molded by resistance, and so he could carry power without falling. You must embrace this mindset. I am not being delayed, I am being trained. Every hardship is a lesson, every trial is a tool, every quiet day is a construction site for the soul. Your speech is being trained, your emotions are being governed, your endurance is being built, and the man who trains in private cannot be defeated in public. Say this with authority. I train while I wait. I grow while I'm delayed. I will not waste the wilderness. Speak it until it becomes your mental posture. Write it until it etches into your behavior. Believe it until the delay feels like preparation rather than punishment. You do not become a master in moments of victory. You become a master in the hours no one sees, in the dark places, in the routine, in the repetition. When no light shines and no praise comes and no sign appears, that is where the general is formed. That is where the inner man is born. You are not being overlooked. You are being overhauled. Every inconsistency in your discipline is being revealed. Every weakness in your focus is being shown. Every frailty in your belief is being tested. This is not a delay to stop you. It is the divine system